Welcome to the Taloxa Guide. There are a number of topics to cover. Use the timestamps to navigate the sections. Taloxa is a new playable character, released in game version 4.0.0. She has a number of things going for her. First, she can inflict laceration and increase laceration damage. Secondly, she comes with her own weapon, the funnel gun, which turns into the warp funnel gun. Or, when in mech form, the Vulcan gun, which transforms into the beam gun. Thirdly, she comes with a mech transformation, which is based on the sync rate. Fourth, her ability Chain Sync allows Taloxa to overload, dealing additional damage. Fifth, she comes with a 7th weapon slot when at A6. After covering the previous topics, we will also cover how to play her and when to switch to her. She has a number of ways to inflict laceration debuff. From the get-go, her funnel guns inflict laceration from as little as Y1. Later on, she can also make other skills inflict laceration such as RPG, drone, and laser. She also increases laceration damage based on her star or awakening level. At Y3, there's a total of 15 additional % damage, 30% at Y6, 40% at A1, 55% at A2, and 80% at A4. In the game, there are currently two main ways of inflicting laceration reliably: Taloxa's abilities, or Leo. This makes Taloxa synergize well with other sources such as turtles, RPG, or drill. Taloxa also receives various other pools of damage, namely skill damage 30% at A1, crit damage 30% at A3, and an additional 30% to both at A5. Next, we will cover her skill, the funnel gun. It's a starter weapon that you receive at the beginning of any level. It changes mode whether the player is in mech mode or not. Non-mech version homes in on enemies, and when evolved, ricochets into multiple other groups. The mech version, Vulcan gun or beam gun, is a side shooting skill. The player can direct the weapon with movement, except when a boss is around. The weapon will automatically switch sides. Her weapon will start at 1 star below Y6, but above Y6, her weapon will start at 3 star. Next up is Taloxa's mech transformation, which is based off her current sync rate and her ability Chain Sync. She transforms into a mech if she has above 200 sync rate at the time of the ability press, or if that ability press takes her over 200. She will transform back if this hits 0. She gains sync rate naturally at a rate of 1% every second at Y1. Additionally, while in mech mode, she will lose 10% every second and gain 50% on ability press. At Y3, she will gain 100%. At A1, she will start losing less a second. It's now at 8%. And at 8.5, she goes down to 5% loss a second. And at this point, Taloxa can stay in mech mode continuously as long as the ability is pressed. Taloxa's Chain Sync ability has another strong consideration. Upon ability press, she goes into overload mode. During this time, she deals increased damage. The damage pool is a new, separate modifier, making it extremely strong. At Y1, the overload lasts for 10 seconds. At Y3, 15 seconds. And at 8.5, 20 seconds. The additional damage from overload is 20% at Y1, 40% at Y6, and 60% at A3. Her last perk comes at A6. She gains the ability to equip another skill. Strong as this sounds, there are some situations where staying at A5 and increasing synergy instead is a better option. Our next section is the how to play. For normal chapters in zone ops, or any other similar activities, don't activate your ability unless you are fighting a boss. Keep the funnel gun in its auto aim state. When the boss spawns in, you can activate the Chain Sync ability for a damage boost via overload if needed. For boss content, you want to line up overload with SS glove charging times. Activate this skill when boss spawns, and then every time it comes off cooldown, mash and reactivate to continue the timing. At A5, the player can just spam the ability at any time, due to the full uptime of overloads. When in mech mode, try to stay to the left or right of the boss to deal with the most amount of damage with her weapon, but don't sacrifice boss positioning for a small damage gain. Our last topic is when to switch to Taloxa. If you are looking to optimize damage, switching to her will be worth it. If you are Y6 or above, I would recommend switching right away. At Y3, players have seen a close result between Taloxa and Panda. But should you pick Taloxa as your first survivor? That's up to you. Taloxa will perform slightly worse below Y3 than Panda, but saving that additional 120 shards that would have been used to unlock Panda otherwise can help in Taloxa's progress. Therefore, I would recommend the player pick Panda or Taloxa. Either will get the job done early, with a slight performance decrease if using Taloxa below Y3. There's an additional topic for consideration regarding synergy levels and Taloxa's awakening. Unlike Joey, Taloxa's awakening abilities are fairly strong, meaning that the player can upgrade her awakening instead of synergy. I would recommend downgrading synergy and upgrading Taloxa to as high as A5 as possible, and then building up synergy. If you have the option of A5 or A6, there are some considerations. Personally, I would recommend switching to A6 when above 55 or even 60 synergy, and even then, I would save some cores for an easy transfer. My personal testing, along with some other players' results, show that A5 Taloxa with higher synergy is better than A6 with lower synergy in most cases and most content. Although A6 can have a slight edge on A5 in clan modes, but also this varies player to player. My personal results showed A5 winning out, but in some cases A6 being very close behind. Although, if you are A5 and have a high level of synergy, it may be possible that switching to A6 is the way to go when more Twinborns are released.
This concludes the Taloxa guide. Visit the Survivor.io Discord at the link below if you have any questions on her or other content.